schools of fish all over this area. Yes. There's an abundance of life here. Now they say there's a little over 50 different types of fish here, and well into the hundreds on the amount. We found this area actually on an accident. When we come out here, we do training dives a lot of times over sandy areas. That way we can work on depth and everything like that without whacking down onto the coral and destroying it. And when we're out here in these sandy areas, we sometimes do what we call getting lost or exploring. And when we're on those explorations, we do find things. And this is one of the ones that we actually found, marked it right away by throwing a bubble of air to the top, came down and put it into the tour. The great thing about this area, and this is by far one of my favorite places to come to, is all the amounts of fish that you see here will never leave this area unless they were like taken away. These guys have a symbiotic relationship with this coral. Anytime that you get fish that are born on a coral reef, they have to stay there their entire life. The fish need the coral, and the coral needs the fish as well to live. The coral, as it grows, will produce an algae that if it does not get eaten off, it will cover over the entire coral pulpit and actually suffocate it. The fish use it for camouflage, for protection, for shelter, and a food source. So these guys will never leave this one little area. Those little guys right there, the little purple ones with the little white tail, those are those chocolate tip damsels. Those are the aggressive ones. Oh.
Would you lose your sunglasses? He's actually right above here.
That large one off in the distance, that's actually called a broy. And those ones we have, they were introduced by the merchant ships. And when the merchant ships came over here, we were the furthest thing from everything. So a lot of things here in Hawaii have been introduced by those merchant ships. When they got here, they wanted a lot of shore time to fish, to hunt, to do things that they enjoyed. And they would bring with them things that they wanted to bring over here so that they could play. And that's how you get the deers on Maui. That's how you get the peacocks, the chickens, the pheasants. And you also get those roys. Now these guys are a peacock grouper. And grouper has always been known to be very good eating. It's a pretty good tasty fish almost everywhere in the world. Here in Hawaii, because of the way that our coral has adapted itself to being hard coral, it actually produces a algae that fish will eat, and it'll mix with its body and make what is called ciguatera. If you eat that fish, you can have a possibility of dying. You can also get very sick and ill, and you can never eat fish again. So a lot of our aluas, mahi-mahis, those will eat those fish, and now we have to test a lot of their meat as well to make sure they don't have the ciguatera in them before we can eat it. Because of that reason, twice a year we do what is called a Roy Roundup. And you send down all your free divers. They have like a big competition to see who can get the most, and what they're doing is pretty much eliminating numbers to try and wipe those guys out because they have no real natural predators other than a few of our larger fish that will randomly eat them. And then that gives them the ciguatera as well.